If you are someone who walks around with anxiety and you carry anxiety and you're struggling with anxiety, could it be that you are carrying around a lot of anxiety because you carry a lot of pride? Some of y'all may be like, absolutely not. I don't have a lot of pride. I'm about to click off this video right now, and that's fine. But I was in church today and this message really spoke to me because I am somebody who deals with anxiety. I am somebody who has carried around high levels of stress and anxiety for the majority of my life, and I've convinced myself that I actually thrive under stress. One of the things that I've learned is that I am relying on myself so much to fix these issues. The definition of pride is having a deep level of satisfaction or pleasure from your own accomplishments. It is important to be proud of yourself. It is important to have confidence in yourself. If we have more confidence and we rely on ourselves for everything, we almost are kind of like raising ourselves up and putting ourselves on this pedestal that we actually don't deserve to be on. As a believer, I have learned how powerless I am when I am relying on my own strength. And this has taken me a long time to really understand and even sit with, because I do not trust a lot of people. I do not rely on a lot of people. I actually feel like in most cases, I'm that student who's like, you know what, y'all, just give me the whole thing. I'll take care of it because I really just like want it to look a certain way. But what I have learned since becoming a mom is that I cannot do this on my own. In my first birth experience, I learned the hard way about what pride can get you. I was like, you know what, I got this. I don't need to hire anybody. I don't need to do anything to like do the thing that you know, God has called me to do, which is to give birth. Not only did I not invite people or hire people to be included in this experience, I also did not include God in this experience because I felt like I could do it by myself. Sure, it did not work out for me. I had an emergency C-section and a lot of trauma after that experience. And then in my second birth experience, I realized very quickly, like, that can't be repeated. I can't do this by myself. I literally cannot do this by myself. And even when I tried to rely on my own strength throughout my birth experience, I had to come down from my pedestal. And I had to come to the feet of the Lord when I was in my weakest moment, when I wanted to give up and say, God, I need your supernatural strength. I literally cannot do this anymore. Please give me your supernatural strength. And no lie, 5 minutes later, I felt more powerful than I did the entire experience that I had been laboring in for about 15 or so hours at that point. I had my baby very quickly after that. Birth is 80% mental, 20% physical, but 100% spiritual. We cannot do this thing that our Creator created us to do without the Creator. The moral of this conversation is that if you're dealing with anxiety, I still struggle with this. Maybe we actually haven't handed over all of our concerns, all of our worries, all of our cares over to God, and we have not actually sat at the feet of Jesus, prayed about what we're anxious about, and then actually given it to Him. Because we think we have so much that we can do it by ourselves. And so if you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with worries, if you're just not even sure how to do any of the things that you're trying to do that are completely opposite of what the world is telling you to do, I encourage you to humble yourself, because if you have not surrendered yourself and set aside your pride, you will not experience the fullness and the joy that comes from what God can do in and through an experience, a challenge, a moment in your life. This is something that I'm working on, and I hope that it encourages you the same way that it did for me.